Did anyone ever tell you that life after 80 might surprise you in ways you never expected? Even the strongest, most independent people find that certain changes creep in, not with a big announcement, but quietly, slowly, until one day you notice that things simply feel different. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 deep, often unspoken realities that almost everyone faces after turning 80. These aren't just about aches or numbers on a chart. They're about the way time feels, the way people look at you differently, and the way your own memories start to carry a new kind of weight. Some of these changes you might already know deep down but never had the words for. Others might catch you by surprise. But all of them have one thing in common: they shape the way we experience life as we grow older. And understanding them doesn't make you weak. It makes you wiser, stronger, and more at peace with where you are right now. Now, before we jump in, I'd love to know, where are you tuning in from? Comment below and share your city. I always enjoy hearing from you. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more tips like these. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming up next. 1. The shrinking world of social connection. One of the first changes that quietly settles in after 80 is how much smaller your social world becomes, and it happens more gently than people expect. You might still have family who calls once in a while. Maybe a neighbor waves when you're outside. But if you think back to just a few years ago, the difference is real. The invitations slow down. The casual drop-ins, the get-togethers, even the simple coffee dates start to disappear. It's not that people stop caring. It's just that life moves on. Friends may move away to be closer to their children. Some may face health challenges of their own. Others, sadly, pass on. Even family members, who love you dearly, get wrapped up in their busy lives, work, kids, endless responsibilities. It's no one's fault. But you start to notice the hours are quieter, the days feel longer, and sometimes, the silence speaks louder than any words could. This change isn't just about missing company. It touches something deeper. It reminds you of how full life once was, full of laughter, shared stories, even the small arguments that now feel precious. It's easy to think that something is wrong with you when the phone doesn't ring as often. But the truth is, nothing is wrong with you. This is simply one of the natural, painful adjustments that aging brings. The important thing to remember is this: while the number of connections may shrink, the depth of the few that remain becomes even more meaningful. One real conversation, one heartfelt hug, one genuine smile, those are the treasures now. It's not about having a crowd around you, it's about having even 1 or 2 people who truly see you, who still value your presence. If the world around you feels like it's getting smaller, don't lose heart. Your impact, your memories, your laughter, they haven't disappeared. They live on in the people you've touched, in the lives you've helped shape, in the stories you continue to tell. And even if some days feel too quiet, remember, you are still here, still important, still deeply needed. 2. How small health problems become big ones. One of the most surprising things after turning 80 is how even little health problems start to feel much bigger than they used to. Things that once seemed minor, like a small cold, a bruise, or a slight stumble, don't just pass by in a few days anymore. They linger. They demand more from you. A cold that might have been gone after a weekend now takes weeks to fully leave. A small misstep that once only made you laugh it off can now lead to a sore back, swollen knees, or days of resting in bed. It's not just about slowing down. It's about how recovery itself changes. Your body, which carried you so faithfully through all the years, now needs more time, more patience, more care. Something simple like not drinking enough water or missing one good meal can leave you feeling dizzy, drained, and weak for hours, maybe even days. The margin for error becomes smaller, and staying strong means paying attention in a way you might never have needed before. This shift can be frustrating, especially if you've always been proud of being tough and independent. It can feel like your body isn't cooperating, like it's betraying you at the very moment you need it most. And that feeling? It's real. It's not just in your head. Many people feel a quiet grief when they realize they can't bounce back the way they used to. But here's something important: noticing this change gives you power, not weakness. It gives you the chance to take better care of yourself with intention. It's a new kind of strength, the kind that knows when to push, but also when to rest. The kind that respects what your body has been through, not just what you wish it could still do. Simple habits matter more now than ever. Drinking enough water. Eating steady meals. Stretching gently. Talking to your doctor even about small concerns. Listening closely to the signals your body sends, instead of brushing them off. These aren't signs of weakness, they're signs of wisdom. Your body may move slower now, and healing might take longer. But you are still here. You're still in charge. And giving your body the patience and kindness it deserves is one of the greatest ways to honor everything it has carried you through. 3. The quiet loss of visibility in social spaces. Another reality that often sneaks up after 80 is the strange feeling that the world doesn't quite see you the way it used to. You might walk into a room, maybe a family gathering, a community event, or even just a local store, and notice something small but unmistakable. The conversations don't naturally open up to you. People talk over you, or around you, without meaning to. Sometimes you say something important, and it feels like it just floats away, unheard. It's not that people are being cruel. Most of the time, they don't even realize it. It's just that in today's fast-moving world, youth tends to take center stage. People rush. They multitask. They focus on their phones or their busy schedules. And somewhere in that whirlwind, it's easy for older voices to get overlooked, not because they lack wisdom, but because the world has forgotten how to slow down and listen. This feeling of being invisible can be painful. It can bring a quiet kind of sadness that's hard to even talk about. After all, you haven't changed inside. You're still the same person, full of stories, of lessons, of humor, of heart. You still have sharp insights, beautiful memories, and important things to share. But when others don't naturally lean in to hear them, it can make you question your place in the room, or worse, question your value. But here's the truth: your worth isn't measured by how loudly the world listens. Your value isn't determined by how quickly people respond. You have lived through things many cannot even imagine. You have loved, lost, built, fought, healed. You carry a depth that is rare and needed, even if today's world doesn't always recognize it at first glance. Instead of pulling away, this is the time to stand quietly but firmly in your truth. Speak your stories, even if you have to say them twice. Share your laughter, your wisdom, your humor, even if you have to wait a little longer for the right person to really hear it. Because the ones who do listen, the ones who stop and truly see you, they are the ones who matter. You are not invisible. You are a living library, a walking miracle, a light still shining, whether or not the world is paying attention at every moment. 4. The narrowing of your daily life. One of the hardest changes that settles in after 80 isn't just what happens inside your body, it's what happens around you. Slowly, almost without noticing at first, your daily life starts to narrow. The places you used to visit without a second thought now feel a little farther away. The simple trips to the store, to church, to a neighbor's house, they begin to take more effort, more planning, and sometimes, they just feel like too much. Friends who once dropped by regularly move away, face their own health struggles, or pass on. Favorite restaurants close. Familiar faces in the neighborhood are replaced by strangers. You might find yourself staying home more, not because you don't want to go out, but because it feels harder, physically, mentally, even emotionally. The world doesn't vanish all at once. It gently contracts, one small piece at a time. And that quiet shrinking can feel heavy. At first, it's just a little more silence. A few longer afternoons. But over time, the loneliness can settle in like a soft background noise, always there, even if you keep yourself busy. It's not weakness. It's not giving up. It's simply grief. Grief for the world that once felt larger, livelier, closer. It's important to recognize and name this feeling, because pretending it doesn't hurt doesn't make it go away. You're allowed to miss the life you had. You're allowed to feel sad about the routines, the people, the places that aren't part of your days anymore. That sadness is a reflection of how much you loved, how fully you lived. But here's the beauty, even as the world outside shrinks, a new world can quietly expand inside you. A good conversation with an old friend, even if it's on the phone. A simple morning walk, even if it's just to the end of the block. A book that takes you somewhere new. A moment of laughter with a neighbor or a grandchild. These things might seem small, but they are deep and real. Your life is not getting smaller. It's becoming more focused, more precious. And every day, no matter how simple it looks from the outside, still holds space for joy, connection, and meaning. 5. The unpredictability of your own body. After 80, one of the most frustrating changes isn't just the aches and pains, it's the way your body can surprise you from day to day. One morning you wake up feeling clear, steady, even a little strong. You think, today's going to be a good day. And then, without warning, a few hours later you feel tired, stiff, or a little off balance. It doesn't always make sense. It doesn't always give you much warning. And it can leave you feeling like you can't fully trust your own body anymore. Maybe your hands don't grip things as easily as they did just yesterday. Maybe you bend down to pick something up, and getting back up takes more effort than it should. Maybe you plan to go out for a walk or run an errand, but then your energy just isn't there when you need it. These little moments aren't just frustrating, they chip away at your confidence. They make you second-guess simple plans. They make you feel smaller in ways you never expected. And the hardest part? You've spent your whole life building strength, reliability, independence. You've worked hard, raised families, made a home, built a life. You trusted your body every step of the way. And now, when you least expect it, it sometimes feels like that trust is shaken. It's not just inconvenient, it feels personal. But here's something that can help. Even if your body's signals have become unpredictable, your response to them can become stronger. Flexibility becomes your new power. Adaptability becomes your shield. Instead of getting frustrated with the bad days, you learn to prepare for them. You pace yourself. You listen closely. You rest when you need to, without guilt. You celebrate the good days without taking them for granted. Talk to your doctor regularly, not just when something feels wrong, but to understand how your body is changing, so you can stay one step ahead. Keep moving, even if it's slower. Keep stretching, even if it's gentler. And most importantly, keep believing that you are not broken, you are simply adjusting to a body that has carried you through a beautiful, complicated, long life. Your body may feel unpredictable, but your spirit is still steady, still wise, still strong. Today, we walked through 5 quiet but powerful changes that often come after the age of 80. From the shrinking of your social world to the unpredictable ways your body behaves, these aren't always the things doctors warn you about. They're the deep, emotional shifts that settle into everyday life, and sometimes they catch you off guard. Maybe as you listened, you found yourself nodding along. Maybe you thought, yes, I've felt that, even if you never said it out loud before. And if you did, I want you to remember something very important. There's no shame in feeling any of this. There's no weakness in noticing how life changes. In fact, there's great strength in facing these truths with open eyes and an open heart. Aging doesn't mean fading away. It means gaining a depth of experience that few people will ever know. It means carrying memories, lessons, and stories that are priceless. It means finding new ways to connect, to adapt, to bring meaning into each day, even when the world around you looks different. The road may be quieter now. It may be slower. But it's still filled with chances for small joys, new friendships, tender moments, and deep reflection. And just by being here, just by living and adjusting and trying again each day, you are showing a strength that younger generations could learn so much from. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 realities felt the most familiar to you? Or maybe you have your own wisdom, something you've learned along the way that could help someone else walking this path. Please feel free to share in the comments below. Your words could make all the difference for someone who needs a little encouragement today. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, you are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are deeply valued, and the story you're living right now matters just as much as every chapter that came before. Stay strong, stay kind to yourself, and know that your best moments are still part of your journey. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Until then, take good care.